This place is very holy because it provides us as seminarians the space to grow closer to Christ and experience the struggle that's involved in that.
There is a balance between Meinrad guiding you in your formation, but giving you some responsibility and identifying what your own priesthood's going to look like.
Prayer is our foundation, is the relationship that we have with Jesus Christ. It's an essential part of the formation for a future ministry.
And that from now on, 6 feet of cold, dark earth would stand between them.
Every call to priesthood is unique, as distinctive and singular as the special men who hear it. But for all of these men, from every corner of the world, with all their diversity, St. Meinrad is the ideal place to explore that calling.
I come from a rural area of Iowa, a small town called Holstein. We always went to Sunday Mass. I remember my parents would gather with us over our bed and we would say our prayers, and there were these little parts where we make these little hand actions.
I grew up in a really traditional Catholic family. I went to Mass every Sunday. I served as an altar server in Mexico. I also was part of the catechism on Sundays.
I grew up playing sports, football, soccer. I especially loved hockey. Growing up, we weren't, an especially Catholic family. We went to Mass on Sundays on a pretty regular basis. My understanding of what the priesthood was really impoverished. It was a beautiful understanding, but it wasn't the whole picture.
My discernment to the priesthood probably started when I was about 8 years old. I remember it was a time in my life when I was really aware of my surroundings and how I interacted with other people. And I really started asking God, what is my purpose in life? What am I supposed to be doing?
I was doing a 30-day Ignatian retreat. I can remember all throughout that retreat really struggling with the question of priesthood. That was kind of the moment that I realized I was taking this seriously. The Lord just raised up in me this beautiful and very strong desire to follow this path, to continue it, and to give my life to it.
My vocation director asked me, do you think that you can live this life? I didn't hesitate to answer that question. I say, sure, give me the application and I will do my best and trust in God.
It's like if you know the name of a...
But that trust does not come without questions. Important questions. Questions that are encouraged and explored, discussed and discerned in the inspiring community of fellowship that is St. Meinrad.
My first time at St. Meinrad was actually the weekend I came for orientation. I remember I pulled in and wasn't quite sure where to go. And I see a monk, so I said, well, excuse me, sir. Can you tell me where Gregory Hall is? I'm supposed to be living there this year. And he turns to me and says, well, are you a new student? I said, yeah. And he says, I'm Archabbot Justin. I said, hello, Archabbot. How are you doing? It's nice to meet you.
The people here are really welcoming, and I think that's something that I remember about St. Meinrad. My first time being here, they helped me to be part of the community right away.
That community and the St. Meinrad Priesthood Formation Program seeks to nourish every seminarian in every way so he can best discern his call to priesthood.
St. Meinrad takes a very systematic approach. The program for priestly formation identifies 4 pillars of formation that help priests serve as better ministers in relating to God's people. 4 pillars being pastoral, spiritual, human, and academic.
Intellectual, academic, that pillar formation is pretty self-explanatory. A great deal of our time is spent in the classroom, hearing lectures, listening to lectures, and really delving into the project of theology. Pastoral formation is another crucial piece that I think St. Meinrad does well. Anything from working at soup kitchens to working at parishes, preaching on the weekends, hospital ministry, hospice ministry, all sorts of things that you would never expect St. Meinrad to be able to line up for us. They are able to.
In fact, at St. Meinrad, ministry work is considered such an important part of formation that it's required for every seminarian.
My ministry here at St. Meinrad is going to Branchville Correctional Facility. I was surprised. They are really welcoming people. They're really nice guys, and sometimes you not even think about that they are in prison.
I do ministry off the hill at St. John's in Starlight, Indiana, and it's a parish, about 200 families, I'd say, and the movements and the rhythm of that parish is different from the parish I grew up in. And so I've learned a tremendous amount of how to understand my faith differently.
The human formation program here, I think, is something that probably surprised me most, because I never realized how much human formation it requires to become a priest.
This involves dealing with life in community, of dealing with other people that don't share your same opinions, don't share your same preferences.
Everyone here meets with a spiritual director at least once every 2 or 3 weeks, and I have found that to have had tremendous impact on my spiritual life.
No one here wants a person to become a priest if that's not what God is calling them to be, and the spiritual director does that work very well to help the seminarian in his relationship with God discern whether or not he's called to priesthood.
Spiritual formation is further enhanced by the very atmosphere at St. Meinrad. The Archabbey has been home to Benedictine monks for more than 150 years, and their presence has a profound influence on every aspect of life here.
One of the reasons that I was really nervous about coming here to St. Meinrad was because I thought the Benedictine lifestyle was incompatible with the diocesan priest lifestyle, which I'll just say flat out is not true. The great advantage of being formed by monks is their witness to stability, is their witness to the fact that they get up every single day at 5:30 and are in that chapel praying for us, praying for themselves, praying for the church. And it helps the seminarian believe that a life of ministry as a priest is possible, and it's possible to be happy.
They always reminded us that there are people who choose to be in a place to serve the church and to be in prayer with God all the time.
Prayer is always stressed to be the center of life here at St. Meinrad, and the staff are very good at emphasizing that our actions have no value if they're not rooted in prayer.
Liturgy here is central to our way of life, the rhythm of our community. We start the day off with morning prayer at 8 a.m. Then we have 11:30 a.m. Mass, and after a couple classes. And we reconvene every evening for evening prayer.
The community-wide commitment to prayer and reflection brings a feeling of holy peace. It is an aura that is complemented by the serene beauty of St. Meinrad.
It's in rural southern Indiana, and there's a certain amount of peace in the quiet and calm of St. Meinrad that I think really fosters the spirit.
One of the places I really love is the chapel of the Blessed Sacrament in the back of the Abbey Church. It is one of the most beautiful places here at St. Meinrad. It's quiet, it gives that sense of personal reflection, but also that connection with the divine.
But human connections are important too, and that aspect of life is also nurtured at St. Meinrad.
I'd say one of the most common ways of passing time around here, though, is really just entering into the community. Part of the great work of St. Meinrad in formation is learning how to build community, both formally but informally, and St. Meinrad provides that here.
I actually do have a part-time job in Jack's coffee shop, making everything from lattes to mochas and ice cream shakes and smoothies, and it's been a great way to build community. and to get to know the people around me.
We do have a lot of fun. We have the Ants Table. It's a place where all the seminarians gathering. We celebrate different stuff. We also have a kitchen where people from all over are cooking different stuff, from Mexican food to Korean food. So that's another place that we also have fun.
Having the diversity that we have here brings a lot to the program.
We have people from India, Africa, Korea, from different parts of Latin America.
They see this culture with the perspective of outside eyes, and that's a really useful gift that we have within our community. It's really important for seminarians to realize that this whole question of celibacy is not left unanswered.
The issue of celibacy is a vital part of the call to priesthood, and St. Meinrad strives to foster a healthy appreciation of a celibate life with its comprehensive celibacy formation program.
They do this through classes, getting us to talk about this stuff with our spiritual directors. St. Meinrad really helps us gain a wider perspective on what celibacy is, how to practically deal with it and live this throughout our lives.
But there's no such thing as
Celibacy formation is just one part of the total approach embraced by St. Meinrad's priesthood program. The goal of the program is to help each seminarian discern his unique call to priesthood, and then, if that call is answered, to be an effective and fulfilled servant in today's Catholic Church.
St. Meinrad recognizes that when we're ordained, we're going to be brought into a parish that has a whole culture of its own.
The formation staff here, they are really open to listening to you and to respond to your special necessities that you have. And I think that's one of the great things here about St. Meinrad.
I am as prepared, I feel, as I can be for priesthood. I can't wait to be a priest. I think St. Meinrad has taken me to depths within myself, depths within my faith understanding, depths within my relationship to Christ that were never possible had I not come here.